All right, so a couple more minutes, we're gonna get started. A few students said they had trouble. Um, I think they had trouble trying to establish connection to the syntax. It might be because of the codes you're using. I'm not sure, but if you made it light up before, um, it's going to light up today. And we have some sample files we're going to try. Let me resize my screen. So what I'm doing now is called VNC Viewer, and it's this icon here you can install on your computer if you choose to. If you have another computer or cell phone, you can install this and see what's going on. The link you're going to need for today's quiz, I'm going to give it to you, and it's going to have all of the files I've used with you guys. And these are files given to me by Google. All right. So don't want nobody getting frustrated, but if it doesn't work, just treat it like it's a math problem. There's something you're not doing correctly, and you're going to go back through your steps. This is a quiz day. So you might want to have your kids powered up and ready to use. Let's see, you're ready to attendance again. So I see, let's see, Aaliyah's here. Lee, did you follow up with them about getting your stuff resolved as far as the kid, or no? It's like probably next week or something.
Yeah, probably next week because she said the school was closed today.
Right. So you're gonna need to do the trinket program, and next week try to do your catch up on your Raspberry Pi stuff. Let me see here. I got a Mark Gabriel present. All right. Did it log his name? Okay. There we go. Now for you guys, let me see here. You're in my way. We got our norms to do in a moment. All right, so let's do this. Bring this over here so I can see better everything going on in class. Okay, so now I can see all the names. There we go. And then I gave them a minute already. Let me lock the attendance off. Okay, so where are we at? All right, so that's it. That's everybody. Let's get started on our norms real quick. So first on the list would be Aaliyah. Can you read the 5 basic norms there? Can you see it?
Yeah. No one has the right to hurt another person. Education in the classroom are sacred. We'll read the third one too.
No, I want you to read all 5 real quick, and I'm gonna have Gabe read the last 5.
We will never behave in a way that discredit ourselves, our school, our family, and the Still Academy of Southwest students always act with integrity. We take pride in Still Academy of Southwest.
Okay. Um, Photophobia. So I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep updates. All right, so the 5 academic norms. Oh, we got Eli. You made it. Welcome to class, sir. So Gabriel, can you read the 5 academic norms, please?
We respect the parents and elders. We respect the culture of the classroom. We are attentive, participate. We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Thank you, sir. All right, so some of us made the kit light up. Some of us were not able to yet because we don't have the kit. We need a new one. But if you don't have a kit, again, why was I always talking about this trinket, right? Here's why. Going back to the code next again. If you look in Edsby, you'll see I've already given you the link as well. So I'm going to have, let's grab this, Eli read this part, and it'll be worth 25 points. Are you there, Eli, or no? I guess he stepped away for a second.
No, I'm here. What'd you say?
Oh, now I wanted you to read something in the chat for me real quick.
All right. I start at hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello and good morning, all STEAM majors. Complete labs 4 through 5 from the Google Code. Next curriculum, please demonstrate lab 4 before class concludes. To instructor, both labs need to be alternated with your own colors and include the word of the day as display sprint on out the Sensei. If you don't have your Sensei hat fully updated, you will be able to see or verify the code works. The link in Google Code next student guide is.
Thank you. All right. So what I mean by that, and that's 25 points for Eli. So what I mean by that, because over the weekend I'm trying to put some scores in. Over, I want to say, was it labs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? You'll see in the curriculum. I put the curriculum there for you. I'll be able to take the codes that you take after you get it working, right? Because you got to change them a little bit, and basically run it on my emulator or my Sense app. Now I'm going to show you a different technique to log into your Raspberry Pi over the weekend if you want to do this, or to just basically see better on a screen what your Raspberry Pi is doing. Now I'm on my laptop, and behind me is my Raspberry Pi setup, right? But there's something called VNC Viewer. So let's come here. Now I'm going to click here. And this is like something you have to install. There's a video I can give you. But if I click here, I'm able to take a look into my Raspberry Pi. Now I can be in my other room. The cool part was also have VNC Viewer on my cell phone, and I'm able to get into the Raspberry Pi from there as well. All right, it's a little app you get from the, if you're on the Apple Store, or you go to Apple, you go to App Store. If you're on Google Play, I don't know how it works on Google because I'm an Apple guy. At any rate, I'm thinking I'm about to buy some stocks in Apple too, so I can try to see if I can get some returns. But this here, let me blow this up, is inside of my Raspberry Pi, right? You see my kit right here, okay? And I'm controlling this all from my laptop. I could even go as far as to say that I am in the wrong classroom right now. So let me bring this into the classroom with you guys. I was wondering why I couldn't see that in here. So I can literally stop this other class, jump right in here. I'm not even going to my my Raspberry Pi at all, you guys. So something you want to investigate, and I'm gonna come to our class right now and jump on in there. Okay. So it says all you guys that are in here, Eli, Aaliyah, Gabriel, just join. I'm doing this from my laptop. It's over there though. This morning I was like in my room and I was on my cell phone setting up labs and things I wanted to do on the Raspberry Pi from my bed on my phone. So it's kind of cool. Now, this view is horrible. Let me turn that off. And what I want to do now is, and I want to focus on this. I want to focus on what's behind me. And that would be, now I'm getting vertigo. Let's change that so we don't see that. Stani, Sense Emulator, there we go. And if you notice, right here, this is called the Sense Emulator. So everybody, you have the same interface as me. I want everybody to click on programming, come down and go to your Thani, right? So you should have this open, right? And for the students that are like, it's not working, there's a simulator. Those that have had my class before know that you can use a simulator to see what happens before you send the code over. Now, you're like, okay, the code don't work. All right. I have to warn you that the codes come straight from Google. And I tested 90% of their codes. They do work. So you got to take your time and put the codes into Thani correctly. Here's how. And I hope you're paying attention because this is really going to help you guys on this quiz. Basically, what you do is, let me grab this link, copy that, and I'm going to put this right in the chat. Okay. So I see what's wrong here. I probably got to turn my camera off. But at any rate, where's my chat feature? Bam. And I'll put that there for you guys. Right? I had to mute that thing. So you should have, let me check over here in my student chat. Yeah, I see it. So click on that link so you can get to the code next. All right. Now, there is a repository. Lee, you might want to download these codes to your, or save this link later. So when you get your kit, you can get caught up. These are all the codes you're going to use, right? In these folders. One of the codes that I think, what was it, Gabriel's trying to get going was bestiary. Now, if we go to the curriculum, and I gave you the curriculum a link before when I think it was Eli read that for us. We're doing for the quiz lab 4, where you got to get these files. It says myraspberrymon.py, which is also on GitHub, and lab 5. And guess what lab 5 talks about? This is the part where Aaliyah can get back in the game. So Aaliyah, they have a separate program for Trinket that you've been using that you have to finish for lab 5. So you can still finish lab 5 and then eventually finish lab 4 when you get your kit. Now, that's inside the Code Next link I gave you guys for your quiz. Where do you put this work once you get it working? You're going to put it in ASB, right? And if you look in ASB, today's quiz is listed in your class. All right, so if you scroll past the townhouse link and everything, everybody, you'll see complete labs 4 and 5. Now I gotta remind you, don't get frustrated. Trying to get these things doing, it takes time. It takes a little bit of critical thinking. It's not something like a video game. I got it done. No, it's kind of like one of them hard bosses. Like you learned everything, and now it's this big boss, and you got to take your time, not get frustrated, and believe and trust that you can get it working. If it absolutely does not work, I do plan to come up to the school next week and test it out with you. And I'm not gonna lie, if I test it out with you and you did something very small, I'm gonna look at you sideways. So don't let me embarrass you. I want you to try everything out correctly. All right. Now, the easiest part is getting the codes. So I started you off with something called the emulator. Now, let's come here to lab 4 and 5, which is your quiz link. What I want everybody to do is to try out that bestiary. Oh, it carried over. Cool. Bestiary emu.py. I want everybody to try that out. Aaliyah, you should just be working on the Trinket part, lab 5, till you get your kit, by the way. But Eli, you already, so it's really only Gabriel. Eli already knows what he's got to do because he was here with me last period 1. So Gabriel, I want you to find that file in your class in ESB. And that's the first file I want you to try out and tell me what it does once you run it in Thani. Here's how you're going to do it. Well, of course, you need to be logged into your Raspberry Pi on, ESB logged into Raspberry Pi. You have to open up this program here. And if you don't know what a program is, you go to the Raspberry, come down to programming, and it's Thani Python IDE. Okay, this is where you run most of your codes if you don't have it. Otherwise, you're using Trinket. It's pretty similar. Next, to simulate it, before you send it to your syntax, you can run this file. Now, how do you run the file? How do you even download it, in case that's confusing? Well, first, like I said, go to, where is it at? So you can get all the files. You can get that one to test it out, because this is the one edited for your emulator. But you can also go to the GitHub repository and download it over as I showed you here. So hold on. First file you need is this one. Download it, put it somewhere you can find it. Then you can run it by just right-clicking and going to Python, or you can come up here and load it. Okay, so it's your choice how you want to do that. Okay, they want me to run it again. No, I want to close it. So these are all the options you have to get your lab done. I just want to give you guys options. What was I about to show you? The emulator. If I run the emulator version, and that's in Edsby, everybody, you should be able to see this. So where's my Sense Hat emulator? Here we go. And you notice, let me stop and run it again. I'm gonna stop it, make sure it stops, and then I'm gonna run it. Okay, that's in essence what bstraight file is. And then you can change the names of your bstraight file and see it change after you run it. Now, that's if people can't seem to get the Sense Hat working, because I think some people still haven't updated everything and did all the steps, or maybe you broke something on there. Now, hold on, I'm not saying you did. If it lit up before, then maybe you're just using the wrong file. So test this file out, Gabriel. Let me know if it runs. You'll play it and not think anything happened, but you got to go and still make sure you turn on it's called the Sense Hat emulator to see what it should do. And then if you got that, I'll teach you how to send it over to your Sense Hat next. It's only one thing you change in the code. So get started on that. I'm going to give you guys 20 minutes to work on this quiz, though. Where are we at? Everything all right? All right, so I share with you guys just a few other links in case you have spare time on the weekend on how I'm able to log into my Raspberry Pi from my laptop or my cell phone. So don't worry about those. Just make sure you save them in case you want to check it out later. Make life easier on you. In the first video, she explains how. The second video is just my son talking about how to install it on your kid in case you haven't done it already. And then the last one is what to expect. This was yesterday's fifth period students. A lot of them got labs 2 and 3 completed with great success. So if you want to see what's expected in case you eventually get your kit to working order, this is what's next. All right. If I were you, I would save the links, review them later if you need them, but focus on labs 4 and 5 and trying to get them done. Okay, so is anybody ready to share out, or y'all still working? It's 10:49. We're doing pretty decent. I can give y'all 10 more minutes if need be. Was anybody able to make the bestiary file work, or any of the other files work? And Aaliyah, did you start on the Trinket program for Lab 5?
I'm still working on mine.
Okay. Did you find any success, or like with that file I gave you, or no? Did it work?
No, I gotta re-download the updates to my Senset because now the light's not going off.
Okay. Okay. So you still updating everything. Okay. You got the files I gave you on that, right, Gabe, or no?
Yes.
Okay. So the sense had troubleshoot guy. Good. Okay, cool. Worst case scenario, Gabe, if you can't make that work, try to use the emulator to do your files. But I think you can do it. It's 10:50. I'm assuming I should give everybody what, a couple more minutes, or no? Like, Eli, where are you? And Aaliyah, are you there? He might be by the computer or by his Raspberry Pi. He might be putting it together for now. Okay. No, it says he's here. I'm looking at the list. Aaliyah, Eli, are you guys still present? Did y'all go to the bathroom?
I'm still here. I'm
Oh,
walking. That's why.
oh, okay. Okay, I was just checking, make sure you're there. Eli, are you there? Or did you step away? All right. So no, he participated earlier. So I'm gonna give you guys about 9 more minutes. You're gonna try share outs. I just need you to show me what you got so far. Okay. If you need help with links and everything, I can do that. But it is a quiz, and you're working only on really Lab 4 and Lab 5. Again, you can pull all these resources from the GitHub repository, the actual files we talk about in the Code Next curriculum. For instance, just to give you guys a little help, RaspiMon moves, right? So what files do they want you to use with that? They want you to use Trinket, which is Lab 5. And then they tell you about loops and everything. But the biggest thing is how to put it into the Trinket. So they give you commands you could type in. But I would start with the very beginning of the commands they gave you, right? And if you're not familiar, there's also this activity that taught you how to use a sense hat in the beginning. And this is what I was giving you guys to finish it. So the initial steps, in case you're wondering, to get it started, I would try, if you've already tried, still some students are not doing all the steps, I would try to use this coding to see if you can get the online sense hat working. And this is that second section of that first pixel thing. So let me grab this, in case you guys don't have that link for Lab 5, in case you forgot what to do, how to do it. Lab 5 and Trinket go together. But this walkthrough might refresh your memory that we did on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay. The quiz is not really due until 8, so no reason for anyone to panic. But labs 1, 2, 3, and are, you still can go back and finish them by Sunday. All right. So let's do 7 more minutes. Let's do 8. 8 more minutes. Hopefully that's enough time for you to keep updating your systems or get those codes into Trinket and try to make the Trinket do it. And what I mean by making the Trinket do something, if you notice in here, let me come down here. Let me recycle it so you can see everything. So if you notice in here, the first line of code is from syntax. It's very similar to what we do in our Python IDE or Thonic. The AstroPy is your syntax. So if you're looking for it to do something, you're basically trying to see on the syntax if you can make this thing, this little grid here, which represents your LED on this screen here, light up the way they have it programmed. So take a moment and see if you can get that going. Where's the timer at? That's lab 5. Lab 4 is just bestiary, believe it or not. So you do is reprogram bestiary to show one of the names. Like I think one of the names is Wubby. One of the names should say, I don't know, if you're Gabriel, it should say Gabriel. And then the next character shows up. And then after the next set of words, you try to figure out how to make it say Mayweather's. Right. And that's for everybody. That's all you got to do. Now, Trinket programs, you just got to do the line by line of code. Make sure you download the code that you got working on it by clicking on this menu over here. It's these 3 lines, and download and put that file into your quiz so you can get at least partial coding or 50% of the quiz grade. One part is Trinket, the other part is, of course, the Raspberry Pi coding. Be sure. But follow labs 4 and 5 if you're not sure what to do. Okay, so some students left. I don't know if they're rebooting or it is 11:01. Eli, did you want to share out or are you still working on that?
Yeah,
You said, yeah. What did you say?
what you say, Tiger?
No, I said, how are you coming with your setup? Are you able to get everything going
Actually,
or no?
when I was trying to set up like install like putting the code for the sensor, I don't think my installation finished because my Wi-Fi started tweaking. Like it had
Oh,
cut off.
yeah, yeah, okay.
Doing
So
the installation like and I was putting in the code. I had went to the link and everything and all that and how to do it and all that. But as it was installing, my Wi-Fi started tweaking. And that was
just
yesterday.
just try to reinstall it, Eli. What I'm gonna ask you to do is just go ahead and log off and try to keep working on it. And hopefully next week,
I was thinking about my phone. I ain't trying to cut you off. You go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead. I want to hear what you guys say.
No, I was thinking about using my hotspot at the same time, but then I can't even really do that if I wanted to because I only got the code like sent to it on my computer to what I actually get on, and that's actually better how I do my work because all of
Mm.
my other classes I gotta type and I'll be on my phone and that be making it hard on my end.
That's why I wanted you to get that kick going, brother. Yeah. So, just try to get it going, Eli. I think what's going to slow you down the most with this kit, because you don't have me for no more classes, do you? I got you. This is the last class I got you. Just try to work on installing what you were installing before you lost your internet connection and getting caught up. But it's best if you just go ahead and log off of this because, with video and audio, that pulls down on your internet too. So that might help you install that stuff faster. All right. What do we got here?